So I did this pick a card reading for YouTube Shorts, and here is the fuller version of it. The topic of the reading is your fears and how to overcome it. Obviously, this is a pick a card reading, so I'm going to give you the options in a while. Before that, welcome to Easy Tarot. This is pile number one, yellow and blue. This is pile number two, pink and green. You can also select it this way. Eight of Wands is pile number one, and Six of Swords is pile number two. And there are only two options. Select one of these or both of these if you're called to. Some of you is being called to both of these. We'll begin with pile number one. So basically, how we are going to do the reading is what is your fear in the both of these cards are representing your fear for pile number one, pile number two, and how to overcome it with for pile number one this is Six of Wands, and for pile number two we have King of Pentacles. We'll begin with pile number one. So, pile number one, you are basically afraid of things moving too fast in terms of relationship. If it's not relationship, maybe you are too afraid of things moving too fast in general. But basically, I'm seeing for most of you, this is the fear of relationship, especially if things are turning into a passionate direction. Eight of Wands, however, is a different energy. It's not the devil energy. Catch up with this. When we are seeing Eight of Wands, we are seeing something going on fast, but it feels positive, it feels fulfilling, especially in this Eight of Wands, we have two cups, as you can see. There's never coincidence with the cards. The cards were designed in certain way for you. Hope this is a better angle. So maybe you have met someone and then you feel positive in your heart. I'm not talking to those people who feel the red flags in the other person. But with the service right on top of this card, I see that the other person does give you services. He, she, or they does help you out whenever they could. Their love language towards you is act of service. See, again, there's no coincidences. And still, there's this pressure of there's this fear that is actually pressurizing you and stopping you to pursue this relationship to the full extent. And for a lot of you guys, you do want to overcome this fear. For 2% of you guys, however, you don't want to you don't want to like overcome this fear at all. You still want to take things slow, and that's okay. We are talking to those people who wants to let go of this fear. So how can you do that? We have Six of Wands for you guys. You are a master manifester and you know it. You have manifested certain things in your life already, and then that's your strength. Now, angels are asking you to manifest getting out of that fear. It's as simple as that. So, yeah. Imagine yourself letting go of that fear. Imagine yourself having a passionate relationship with someone. Imagine yourself don't imagine them with the face, however. That's not recommended because, again, if a particular person does have a red flag, that will, affect your manifestation. Like you will end up manifesting them instead of manifesting a real, genuine, good, passionate relationship in your life. Imagine enjoying the passion between you both. Imagine going out on candlelight dinners. Imagine having romanticism in your life. And so, whatever I gave you here was just an example of imagination of you can do the practices that you are good at doing, because as I am seeing over here in this card that you are already a manifester, so you basically know your thing. Okay, so follow your heart, your methods. I just gave an example. Okay, thank you, bye. Those of you who chose pile number two, welcome to your reading. As I can see from this card, your fear is that somebody would move on from you and then you would be left alone. And then there would be any kind of security in relationship, and you would have to deal with yourself, blah blah blah. Channel song. You have a channel song, pile number two. Your channel song is Happier by Olivia. And you might not even be surprised because you have listened to that song and then you relate to it so bad. All you need in a relationship is a is stability. All like, you don't care about big romantic gestures or like big things in relationship, right? You don't have a rom-comish mind. Some of you do, and that's okay, no problem. However, for a lot of you guys, and every one of you guys who is watching this video, you just want the relationship where the person is genuine, the person is understanding, the person is respectful, the person, the relationship is stable, it lasts. You want something that lasts forever, and that's your fear. That's your fear, that it won't last. Someday they will move on. For the second part of the reading, that is, how can you overcome this fear, we have King of Pentacles. First of all, okay, this could be something that is like ripping off the band-aid type of a message, and you need to hear this. This is only for pile number 2, that my angels have asked for the first and the second card to be in front of you while I'm explaining the second part of the reading, that is like how to overcome it. And there is a reason, there is a message. Angels are literally trying to tell you, someday someone will move on. Your fear is not just that, a romantic partner will move on from you. Your fear is also like, what if I develop relationship with a colleague, or like friendship type of a relationship, right? It's not a deep kind of a friendship there. However, you still do not like that idea that like people can move on really fast. And there's no BSing us. Like we cannot literally lie to ourselves that this doesn't happen. This hasn't happened in the past. This is something that doesn't happen in life in itself. And if it happens in life, this is most likely something that will happen eventually. What angels are trying to tell you is, don't try to look for a relationship that will last long, because that is like, you're just wasting your time. You're trying to and we have all been there. I have been there, okay? So I understand you completely. You're trying to make like something, you're trying to mm, let, you're trying to, how can I tell you? You're trying to tell moon to come out, and you are asking the sun to let go, and then um, set itself when it is 12 in the noon. So it is that big of an impossibility. And I know one of you is thinking, in the past times, a decade ago or a century ago, people would stay and then they would marry one person for the rest of their life, and that's true. However, the connections, the friendships that did had some of the relationship had to be. I'm fumbling a lot, you guys. I don't know, maybe this is how you're feeling. Let me take a deep breath and then I'll continue my message. Yeah, but some of the other friends, they might have moved on in a century ago, even though the marriages lasted. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes, even if every friends in your life or every relationship in your life stayed put, you know, for the rest of your life, the death will part you apart. I'm not still. I'm in this energy, you guys. I can't help it. I don't know whether this is the energy of yours that I'm channeling, or maybe this is my energy. Who cares? This is me. I mean, it is happening any which way, so you'll have to deal with it. So that's what basically angels are trying to tell you. Nothing is permanent. You would like things to be permanent in your life, not just like relationship. Sometimes some of you like to have your favorite toy with you for the rest of your life, and then you have cling to it for a long time. And see, that's okay. Nobody's judging you, okay? I have a soft toy that I sleep with every night. So like obviously I'm not in the place to judge you. I mean, but that was still an example. You don't like the concept of moving on and you're afraid of it. I think my video went off for a while. That's okay, we'll continue. Okay, so once this message is understood by us that we are trying to make something happen that will never happen, we are not going to try to do this anymore. We are not going to try to change the reality anymore. Okay, we are going to let it go. Okay, and we are going to accept how we can overcome the problem, how we can overcome our fears with the King of Pentacles. Okay, we are cleansing out our energy in a way. Cleanse it out, you guys. Participate in this one. Let go of the idea that you can change it. Anyway, eventually you will be able to do it. Okay, for some of you I'm hearing 6 years or 6 months or something. Six is what I heard, so maybe you will be there by six something. And it's okay, you can take your time. You can, like, we all do that. We all try our best, and then only we give up. Then only we understand that no, this is not going to happen, and that's okay. You can take your time. Okay, now we are going to focus, for the reading's sake, on King of Pentacles, on how we can overcome this fear. Your fear is basically not that people will move on. Your underrooted fear that is like inside of your head, like subconsciously, right? In your heart, whatever, however you want to call it. Your fear is lack of stability. Okay? And that's fine. No judgment. Nobody is judging you. Some of you is, I don't know, some of you is thinking that there's a judgmental messages over here. No, there's none of it. This is a tarot community. See, I'm not going to judge you. Angels are definitely not going to judge you. And people who are resonating with this message, why would they judge the other person? They might judge themselves. That's the surprising part. But then nobody is going to judge the other person. And then we all do that, by the end of the day, we all are sympathetic towards others' pain, but we end up being unempathetic or something towards ourselves. So I would invite you all to be empathetic towards yourself as well, and understanding towards yourself. This is a legit fear. This is a genuine fear. There is nothing to be ashamed of. Okay, tell yourself this, comment this, claim it. Okay, and we are moving on with this King of Pentacles. Okay, so King of Pentacles is saying, angels are asking you to understand stability exists. Okay, so where you're looking for the stability, where you're looking for is in another person, is in the things that will perish anyway, or is in friendships, etc. However, angels are trying to make you understand that stability comes from within yourself. Only you can satisfy yourself with the stability, and only you can have a guarantee, 100% of the guarantee, that one person will never leave you by your side, and that is you. Okay, and that is you. I think um when I'm channeling your energy and the judgments that you have about yourself, obviously nobody would feel stable, with having this mindset. Like when I'm judging myself, I feel in my head that if I would have had a choice of selecting someone else apart from me, I would have done that a long time ago. So that's the message I sent to myself. However, when I'm did you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that my inner self thinks that let's say my heart and my head, my Hard things when my head is judging me, that my head would move on for me, because like heart is connected with emotions, and emotionally I feel like if my head would have had a choice, my head would prefer someone else. And somehow maybe subconsciously we end up doing that. We end up, loving someone else better than ourselves, and that's okay. But that is, giving a signal to our heart, saying that, you know what, I am not trustworthy, I cannot trust myself, I am not a stable person in my life. And that is where the lack is coming from. You don't need the lack from the other person, you guys. You need, sorry, you don't need the stability from the other person, you guys. You need the stability from yourself. And once, try this, I know you're going to think like, how can I be, like, even if I'm, being stable with myself, even if I have a good relationship with myself, I know that I'm committed to myself, etc., how come that is going to fill the void of my partner or friends or whatever, right? And I understand your energy. i'm I feel i feel sad, I feel pity, I feel sympathetic towards you guys. Okay, I feel like hugging you. You know what I mean? um I can't explain this feeling. I understand the struggles you're going through. I'm getting affected by this. I'm getting, like, as a person who is doing the reading for you, when I'm seeing your energy, when I'm understanding you, it almost feels like I'm your friend who is seeing your struggle. And um if I could, if you feel it, if you believe in it, I would love to give you the spiritual hugs. You know, Maybe you can hug yourself from my side. You never know. Maybe that's how you will feel it. Maybe angels want to do that. See, I'm also channeling angels. I'm also channeling your energy. I cannot understand who is me, who is angels. So maybe angels want to give you the spiritual hugs. Lots of XOXOs, angels. Angels just said that. XOXOs. And it's from angels' side. It's definitely them. Okay, coming back to it. Try this thing. Okay? Try to be your best friend. Try to be your committed, loving partner. Try to be a loyal person to yourself. Try to be a cheerleader for yourself. You have a channel song, you guys. Cheerleader. It's your channel song. Okay? Try to be understanding, sympathetic, whatever you want in your partner, whatever makes you feel like this person is not going to leave me. Be that person for yourself. Try to be that. Okay, I know a lot of you guys are skeptical. 50% is what I just heard. Maybe 80%, who knows? I just heard 82. Maybe you are skeptical. It's okay to be skeptical. I'm not asking you to be believing in this process. Nobody would, because this is ultimately a general reading, first of all, and second of all, how you apply your advice to yourself and in your life, it, I don't know, like sometimes advices works for us, sometimes other advices works for us, and that's fine. That's perfectly okay. I don't want you to be certain that this will work. I just want you to try to do it anyway without believing in it. It's okay if you don't believe in it. Just be your best friend. Let your mind, let your heart and your head have such a conversation that your heart would believe that your head will never leave you for any other person in the world, and just see how you feels. Trust me, if you can remember this reading by that time, I wish you could, because trust me, you're never going to want a stable partner. You're never going to want a stable friendship. Do you understand what I'm saying? because you are stable with yourself. You just have this void of stability in your heart. And once you are stable with yourself, you wouldn't care if other person is or not. And surprisingly, if you know how manifestation works, if I'm right, okay, I'm just guessing this is the message, because don't follow this because of this message, okay? Anyway, surprisingly, when we are stable with ourselves, we naturally manifest a peaceful, stable relationship outside of ourselves too. That means the partner, friendship, whatever. So this always it comes from within. But don't try to follow it because you want the other person to come to you. Again, to remind you once again of this card, you can never do that. You can never have a stable relationship, okay? We have Six of Swords. Angels said what they had to say. So don't try to manifest it. Don't try to be like, oh, okay, so following this advice would give me this stable relationship. Don't be like that. However, just do it. Doubt it while you're doing it. Who cares? Be your best friend and see that you will never want a stable relationship in your life. And if anyone leaves you, like move on from you or something, you wouldn't care about it. You would be peaceful in your heart. And that's the goal we need right now, don't we? Okay, you need peace in your heart. You need that void to be filled, isn't it? Okay, so this was it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have been called by your intuition, listen to second pile again and again till it gets ingrained in your head. Okay, sweethearts. Thank you so much. See you later. Bye.